So we're going to require yarns. I'm doing double strand, so this is a small size robin yarn, Kenyan brand, and you will need a tape measure, scissors, and this is 3.5 millimeter hook. The writings has already faded, but it is 3.5 millimeter hook. So this is how the dress is supposed to look like. This is the loop stitch part, and then this part will be ribbed. So we will be doing two panels, front and back panel, and this is how I did it. This is how I did the math. The size that I'm using hip size 34, and so the front panel should be 17 inches and the back panel also 17 inches in from here to here. From here to here. So that should be 17 inches. So I will be stretching it because it is ribbed so that it will be enough for 17, but then it should be a bodycon like this one. So that means that I will be stretching as I make. So I'm going to start from this part here. So to begin with, make a slip knot. Make a slip knot and then make foundation chain. I'm going to chain 92. I'm going to chain 92. So it depends on how long you want your dress. So before we continue, I forgot to tell you something. Let's see. Okay, we're going to make this part. We're going to make this part here. So we're going to make two parts of the front panel. We have the part where we have this part, and then we have the part where we have loop stitches. So this is the part that we are making, this part here. It should be ribbed, so it is different from this part because the patterns are different. So I couldn't make it mix it together with this one, so I'm going to make two parts. Yeah, the first part is going to be this one, where I'm going to make 92 chains and then add 15 more here to raise it to reach this point. So to begin, we were beginning to make 92 chains. So let's continue making 92 chains. That is the foundation chain, and then I'll meet you after you are there. Make foundation chain of your choice. So we are at 92 chains, and then 92 plus 1, you're going to add one more and then start making slip stitches. You're going to make slip stitches throughout. That will be 92 slip stitches. This is how you make a slip stitch. So go ahead and make 92 slip stitches, and then I'll meet you after then. So I'm at the end of the row of the slip stitches row. I'm left with two stitches here. So to finish off this row, one more, and then here at the very last stitch we're going to make a single crochet, and then you're going to chain one. So after chaining one, we're going to do half double crochets in the back loops only to create the ribbing effect. So we're going to do in the back loops only. So let's begin. This is so that we can create the ribbing effect. In the very first stage, we're going to make 3 half double crochets. So this is the second and then the third. So this is so that we are increasing so that we can reach the height that is required, but we also want, let me show you. So we want this part to steep, this steeping part here. So we are working going upwards, so we are increasing. And then now we're going to just continue with the 1 half double crochets throughout the row. So you're supposed to have 92 plus 2, which is 94 half double crochets. So continue with the half double crochets until the end, and I'll meet you there. So we are on the last part of the row. So on the very last part, we're going to make half double crochet in the whole loop, not in the back loop only, but the whole stitch. So we're going to make half double crochet in there to make it secure, and then chain 1 and turn our work. So this side we're not going to do any increases, so we're just going to go in there and continue with our not half double crochets, sorry, we're going to make slip stitches. Remember this, do not forget this first stitch. It is very easy to forget it, so ensure that you are on the very first stitch and then make slip stitches. So the pattern is going to be interchanging between half double crochets and slip stitches. So make the slip stitches until the end of this row, and I'll meet you there. Remember, we're working on back loops only. So I'm at the end of this row. Remember, we're not making any increases, so the amount of stitches is going to be the same as the previous row, which was 94. So we're going to have again 94 slip stitches, and then at the very last we're going to make a single crochet at the very last stitch. So we are on row, here we have row 1 and 2. The first row is a foundation chain and then 2, and then we have the third row of half double crochets. The fourth row is slip stitches. So we're going to move on to half double crochets, where we're going to make increases. In the very first stitch, remember this very first stitch, we're going to make 3 half double crochets instead of 1. So we have 1, 2, and then 3. That means that we're increasing to 2 half double crochets only, and then we're going to continue with single half double crochets, 1 half double crochets throughout this row. This is the 5th row, so do that until the very end of the row. and let me meet you at the end. So remember, on this side we're not making any increases, so it should be very straight. The base should be very straight. I'm at the end of this half double crochets row, second last, and then the last one we are doing a whole stitch, not back loops only. Then you chain one and turn your work. So when turning your work, we're going to make slip stitches. Remember the very first, do not forget the very first stitch. So we're going to make half double crochets. So we already have 1 2 3 4 5, and this is our 6th row. So on the 6th row is where we're going to make the increase to reach this point here. So we're going to add 15 chains. So I'm going to show you just that when I reach there. All right. So I'm almost at the end of this row of single crochets, not single crochets, slip stitches. And then I make single crochet at the very end. So from this point is where we're going to increase the distance, the length of the dress. So we're going to add 15 more chains. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 plus 1, and then we start making half double crochets. Here we're not going to do any increases, it is going to be a straight base, so no increases. So just one half double crochet in each stitch. So from here we're going to make 13 rows. So this is going to be our first row. So we're going to make 13 rows of this, and there are no increases at all. Just want to show you how I'm going to get to this part. So this is our the very first stitch. We are not yet at 15. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15, and then we move to the very first back loop stitch and join in like that, and we're just going to repeat the pattern till the very end. So let me meet you at the end of these half double crochet rows. So just to remind you, we have done 6 rows here, and then we have added 15 more chains to the dress to increase the length, and then we're going to make 13 rows, no increases at all. So you're going to make these 13 rows, and then I'll meet you when we are here. When we get here, and then I'll show you what to do next. So we have 110 stitches. That is going to be our main chain now. So remember, on this part we're not going to make increases at all. It is going to be the same for all the 13 rows. So make the 13 rows, and then I'll meet you there. You will be alternating just between half double crochets row and slip stitches row. So continue doing that till the 13th row. This is the second row of slip stitches, and then the third row is going to be half double crochets. Ensure that the slip stitches are not tight. So guys, it's already night. You see, I'm using the light from my phone, so I hope this is still visible. So we were doing 13 rows of this side. Let me just remind you a little bit. So yeah, we were doing these 13 rows. So I want to show you how we get here. So I'm going to count 7, and then from that point is where we're going to start this another 13 rows. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and 13. So the 13th row I am going to make we are making that slip stitches in the 13th row, because we were making half double crochets on the previous row. So slip stitches. So first of all, I'm going to mark my part where I'm going to stop going up. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. I count 7, and then you can either put a stitch marker or do what I've just done. So yeah, if I get there, I'm not going to proceed to the I'm not going to proceed to this side. I'm just going to continue making the 13 rows, but the length will be reaching here. I hope that you're understanding what I'm saying. So let me make slip stitches up to this point, and then I will show you. So I'm almost there. 2 more slip stitches. Wait. So we had 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So this is the last stitch, and then I've made the slip stitch in the last. This is the last stitch. So we're going to make a single crochet, and then chain 1 and turn our work, and then we're going to just continue with the with the pattern as it goes, that is half double crochets, slip stitches, and proceed just the normal way that we were doing, only that now it will be shorter, not as previous. It will be shorter by 7 stitches. So we're going to continue. This side I'm also supposed to make 13 rows, and then I will chain 7 more again and continue the same as this side. Yeah, so the same as this side here. So after I've reached my 13th row, I will chain 7 again to go up, so that I can do this on the other side. After doing that, let me meet you after doing all that, and then I'll show you what happens with the decreasing part here. Okay, see you on the other side. So guys, I've already finished my 13th row of this middle part. There's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and 13, which is the slip stitches. So I have finished off with a single crochet, and then I'm going to chain 7, turn my work, chain 7 plus 1, then I'm going to turn my work, and start doing half double crochets. So that's it, half double crochets, and then I just continue with the pattern just like it is on this side here. So there should be 13 rows as well from here onwards. So you see that. So that's what I'm going to do. When I reach the 13th row, I'm going to show you what to do next. So that's probably tomorrow. I will do this tonight, and then tomorrow I'll show you how to make decreases, which will form this part here on the other side. So yeah, hello guys, so it's morning already, and I have done this part that I told you yesterday night that I was going to do. So these are 13 rows, and then I'm on the first row of decreasing. So I counted 15. Remember, we counted 15 chaining upwards. Now we're going to count 15 downwards. This is where we're going to start decreasing. So this was a row of slip stitches. So this is the last one. We're going to make a single crochet, chain 1, and then start our decreasing. So after chaining 1, you see this, the first 3 back loop stitches we're going to decrease using the first one, and then 2, and then the third back loop stitch that way, and then pull through all the 3. So we have decreased it already, and then we are going to just continue we're going to continue with half double crochets. We're going to continue with the half double crochets and single slip stitches until I get back here, and then when we are on the row of half double crochets, we're going to decrease again the same way. So let me get you there after making this row of half double crochets and then the slip stitches up to this point. So I've already reached the end of this row, where I'm going to make a single crochet, one single crochet, and then turn my work, chain one and turn my work, and then we're going to decrease 3, that is 1, 2 in the back loops only, and then 3, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through all the loops on the yarn, on the hook, sorry, and then you're just going to continue with the half double crochets. So yeah, that's how it's going to be, and then you will have one more slip stitch. So actually this part here was six rows, but this side here it is going to be 5, that is 1 2 3 4 and 5, which will be slip stitches. So do that and continue with that until you finish, and I'll show you what to do next.